Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another live class. Um, my name is Christian, and I am here to help you with your English problems and questions. So you can ask me anything you want about vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, and even English culture. Um, so yes, please ask me whatever questions you want. I am here to help you. Also, um, I have been nominated for an award for English teaching. So if you think that I am a good teacher, if you think that I'm helping you to learn English, then please vote for me. The link to vote is down in the comments section in the description. Okay, that's it. Today is Tuesday, a typical day for me. I have about six or seven classes today, this afternoon. So a busy day. Lots of preparation to do before the classes. And it's a little bit cold today, maybe about 5 degrees. But tonight it's going to be -5. -5. -5 for an Australian is very cold. Very cold. So, yes. I hope that you are all well. I hope that you are happy, and I hope that you are all very motivated to study English. If you have any problems with motivation, tell me, and I will try and help you. Okay, so okay, let's have a look at some questions. So the first question is from Pankaj, who wants to know what is the difference between weather and climate. A fantastic question. Fantastic. So, weather normally describes a local event. Like, for example, maybe in your city, it's sunny. And maybe in your part of the country, it's hot. Okay, we're talking about the weather, the moment in a specific place. Okay, but climate is something bigger. Okay, and also climate doesn't describe specific moments. Climate describes the all of the aspects, so wind, rain, humidity, temperature, and also maybe throughout the year, the different seasons, summer, spring, autumn, winter. It's different. For example, you could say the weather today is hot. Okay? For example, maybe in Kolkata, okay, it's hot today, okay? Which is today in this local area. But what is the climate of Kolkata? Well, the climate is monsoonal, okay? Maybe, or maybe it's tropical. So this is different. Describing the climate is different from the weather. I hope that answers your question. Please tell me if it doesn't, and I will explain more. Okay. Well, another question from Min to Nguyen. I'm not sure about my pronunciation. Okay, so he's asking, what is the difference between in order to and so that? Okay. Okay, so basically the difference is not the meaning. The meaning is the same. They are synonyms. In order to and so that. They are basically the same. Okay? The difference is the grammatical structure. Look, I study a lot in order to pass. So you can see that we use in order to with directly the verb. Okay? I study a lot in order to pass. But so that is different. So that requires a subject and a verb. Okay? So the grammatical structure is a little bit different, but the meaning is exactly the same. I study a lot in order to pass, and I study a lot so that I pass is the same. I was just thinking, because I have there are a lot of students here from Pakistan and India, and I was thinking about all of the words that we have from the Indian languages in English, and some of these words you probably have in your language too, like. For example, the word shampoo. Shampoo is a word from India, and now it is all over lots of different languages, especially in European languages. But what is shampoo in India? Well, a shampoo is a specific type of head massage. So when you think about shampoo, yeah, you're massaging your head, and it's the same, the product. The Indian language has given English a lot. So thank you, India. Okay. So Luis Armijo has asked the difference between can and be able to. Fantastic question. Fantastic. Okay. So let's look at the word can. So can is a modal verb, and modal verbs are special because they require a verb. So for example, I can. Well, I can what? We need a verb. Okay, I can drive. Okay, perfect. So this is rule number 1. A modal verb requires a verb. Okay, but what is rule number 2? Rule number 2 is modal verbs have no conjugation. For example, I can't say it's impossible to say I cannot drive for the past, or I will can drive. It's impossible because modal verbs have no conjugation. Okay, but can is special. Can is special because it breaks all of the rules of a modal verb. Because in reality, it does have a special conjugation. And the special conjugation is be able to. In reality, can and be able to, they are the same verb, only a different conjugation. So the good thing is now, with this, we can use it in the future, in the past, for everything. For example, look, so here we have I was able to, conjugated for the past, and I will be able to for the future. Also, you can use this in present perfect, past perfect, passive, everything. So it's the same verb. It's special. I hope that that answers your question about the difference between can and be able to. Please tell me if not, and I will repeat. I will explain more. Okay. Okay, let's have a look for some more questions. Okay, so Mario was asking about Australian pronunciation when you have an R in the middle of a word, for example. So if we have an R in a word like this, what is the pronunciation? Okay, well, in this respect, British English and Australian English are the same. Okay? British English and Australian English have a similar pronunciation because they do not pronounce the R. This sound is not pronounced. In American English, yes. In Canadian English, yes. But in British English, Australian English, no. So, but it modifies, the R modifies this sound a little bit. Okay, a little bit. So, for example, in this word here, we have zombie sound, okay? Bird. Bird. Totally relaxed face, totally relaxed mouth, relaxed, tongue relaxed, no tension, relaxed. Bird. Okay, perfect. Another word that you asked about. Where is your comment? Okay, this one. So again, in this word, the R is not pronounced. So we just pronounce this. The pronunciation is heart. So the difference is, look, the mouth is open. Okay, mouth is open. Heart. Okay, good. Now, the difference between British English and Australian English is the sound of the vowels. Okay? So, the R doesn't change, but the sound of the vowel, yes, it can change. Like, this in Australian English will be a little bit different from British English. And again, this will be a little bit different, okay? But the important thing is no R, okay? Hopefully that explains your question. That answers your question. I can't speak English. Hopefully that answers your question. Please tell me if you would like me to explain some more. Okay. Maria Oshana has asked me, can we say an advice, for example? Oh, chalk. Oops. She wants to know, can we say an advice? I gave him an advice. No, you can't. And the reason is that an indicates a singular noun. But in English, advice is uncountable. Okay? Uncountable. Which means that it is impossible to have an advice. The same as it's not possible to have an information. You can't count information. Information is not possible to count it. But in English, we have a little trick to avoid this problem, okay? To move around this problem, we have a trick. Okay. This is the secret trick, okay? You can change an uncountable noun into a countable noun by using this. So I can say a bit of or a piece of And now, incredibly, miraculously, this is countable. So now we can use for example. I gave him a piece of advice. So now, yes, now it's perfect. I gave him, look, a piece of advice. And now it's one advice, one specific advice, okay? Not advice in general. So why don't you try an experiment with this technique to change some uncountable nouns to countable nouns? It's good. It's easy, very easy. Hopefully that hopefully that answers your question. Tell me if you would like me to explain more. Okay. So there's a comment here from Renata. Renata in Brazil. And she says that she is going to Australia on the 3rd of February, which is approximately 3 weeks. And she said that she feels a bit afraid, a bit nervous about going. I imagine she feels nervous because of the language, because maybe she feels nervous about speaking English, maybe embarrassed to speak English. Maybe she is worried that people won't understand her, or that she won't understand the people. But let me tell you that there is nothing to be scared of and nothing to be afraid about, okay? The only difference is your mental attitude, okay? If you have the attitude of feeling afraid, you will be afraid. If you have the attitude of my English is bad and I won't understand them, then you will have problems. But I guarantee that when you go to Australia, you will have excellent communication, you will meet amazing people, you will have experiences where you communicate, and this will be really fantastic for you. Mahatma Gandhi said something very, very profound, very important about languages, okay? And he said, when you speak a language that I understand, okay, you speak to my head. But when you speak my language, you speak to my heart. So the difference is that maybe your English is not perfect. Maybe you will make a lot of bad mistakes. And maybe you will say things that are funny and stupid, okay? But you are speaking to people's hearts. You are communicating in their language. And there is a lot of beauty in this. So change your attitude. Think of it as an adventure. Okay? For me, when I travel, the language is just as important as the food and the museums and the events. Okay? Language is part of the culture. So have fun and be stupid and make mistakes and enjoy the experience. Okay? Maybe I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Andre was saying that that it's 32 degrees where he lives. 32 degrees. That would be incredible right now. Look, let me show you. I have to wear my t-shirt under my shirt, and today I'm wearing my Christmas t-shirt because I really miss Christmas. Christmas is fantastic. You know, your family are together, and you know, you eat a lot and drink a lot, and yeah, I want Christmas every day. Okay. So Vix asked me, how can you memorize phrasal verbs? I think that you need to think about, how does your memory work? Because the answer is different for everybody. Like, for example, me, I'm a very visual person. If you say a phrasal verb to me, probably I will forget it the next day. But if I write it down, if I have the visual, if I see the phrasal verb, I remember it. But that's me. Everybody's different. Maybe you would prefer to memorize phrasal verbs with flashcards, or with an app on your telephone, or you know, by using it 1,000 times. Okay, it really depends. But I think to be smart, because there are thousands and thousands of phrasal verbs in English, you need to concentrate on the essential phrasal verbs, the top 100. If you look on my channel in the video about phrasal verbs, there is a list of the top 100 phrasal verbs. So start with this list. Use the technique that works best for you. And you know, within 3 months, you will have all the phrasal verbs perfect in your mind. Okay, let's look for some more questions. Okay, so ICAM was asking, what is the difference between also and as well? Okay, so here are 3 sentences, okay? And the word, okay, these words basically are synonyms. Also, as well, and to, they are synonyms. They mean the same thing. But look at the difference. The difference is that also is similar to a true adverb. Okay? The position is a true adverb. You can see here it is before the main verb, like all adverbs. You know, I sometimes, I always, I never, same position. But as well and to are different. The adverb position breaks the rules. You must put as well and to at the end of the sentence, okay? You cannot say, I as well have pizza. Or, well, you can say, I too have pizza, but this is very Shakespeare. It's very old, antiquated, archaic. So don't say this, okay? At the end. Hopefully that explains the difference between those three. Okay, a question here from Renilson in Brazil. He wants to know what's the difference between keep and stay and remain. Okay. Okay. In general, these words are very similar. Okay, similar, but not the same. Okay. There are really two differences. Okay. One difference is the collocations. Collocations means with what other words can I use this? Like, can I say, for example, keep in a hotel? No, because keep in a hotel is different. Stay in a hotel? Yes. Remain in a hotel? Yes, I can say this. So one thing is the collocations, the combinations of words that is natural. Okay? But the second thing is the meaning. Okay? Keep normally refers to an object that I have with me, a keep. Okay? Like, for example, I always keep my telephone with me. Okay? But also it can mean to maintain a verb. For example, I can keep working, or keep studying, or keep calm. It means basically to continue. To continue. And in this way, they're similar. Stay calm, stay working, remain calm, remain working. They're similar, okay? But in general, keep is for an object, okay? And stay and remain is for a position. Stay in a hotel, or you say to your dog, you stay, don't move. Or imagine you are in a hotel and all of your friends leave the hotel, but you stay in the hotel. You remain in the hotel. Okay? So this refers more to objects, and this refers more to the position of something. Okay? But again, the meaning is similar and it depends on the combinations, the collocations with the different words. Okay, so that's why when you're learning vocabulary, it's good to learn sentences so that you understand the combinations that work and don't work. But also, this is something, the combinations that sound natural, this is something that with time, with listening to English, you subconsciously absorb this. So don't worry too much, okay? If you say, for example, if you say, I keep in the hotel, I understand you, okay? It's not perfect, but I understand you. Okay, okay, there are some very strange comments on here. I don't know whether... well, sorry, I had to remove a comment because the comment was a little bit bad. A bad comment with bad words. No, no, no. Okay, so Fanindra was asking, which English exam do I think is better, the IELTS or the PTE? Or honestly, I don't have any opinion about exams. I think that in general, all the exams are the same. You know, they have problems, they have good things, they have bad things. You know, all of the English exams are very similar. I think that you should do the exam that gives you the most opportunities. So in your country, which certificate, which exam has the highest status? Do that exam, okay? Um, Honestly, I don't think it matters if it's IELTS or first certificate or Trinity. To me, it doesn't matter as an English teacher. Okay. Okay, so Konstantin was asking, what's the difference between will and going to? Um, I talked about this a lot in a previous live class, I think last week. So I don't want to repeat the explanation, okay? I'm sorry. But if you look in the last live class, I give a very complete explanation of will and going to, okay? Okay, so James has a question about pronunciation, James Yu. He was asking about this sound here. Okay. What are his example words? Okay, this one. Okay. And well, these are the three example words that James has given. Okay, and all of these words have the same sound. This is OA, this is only O, and this is OW, but yes, they have the same sound. Now, remember that in English we have monophthongs and diphthongs. Okay? Mono and diph. The difference is that a monophthong is one sound, like cat, ah, one sound. A diphthong means it has the sound that changes. Okay? It changes. And this is a very important physical aspect of pronunciation, is changing. So this sound is oh. Now, if you look, okay, you will see when I pronounce the sound, my mouth is moving. It's not static. It's oh. So let's focus on the physical aspect. So the first thing is my lips do this. Look. They are big and they close. Oh. Oh. Okay? And also, they come forward. Look. Oh. Oh. So that's two things, two physical things. Lips forward, okay, lips closed and lips forward. Okay? And you will see as well, my mouth at the beginning is open. Look. Ah, my jaw. Look at my jaw. Oh. So my jaw comes up. Okay? Everything is important. The physical aspect is very important. And where is my tongue? Look, it is relaxed. My tongue is relaxed, sitting down. Okay? Down. Oh. And my tongue doesn't change. My tongue is relaxed. Lips together, lips forward, jaw up, tongue relaxed. Oh. And if you have this movement, the pronunciation will be perfect. Okay? Loan. Stone. Own. uh, so practice now. Practice. You can look in a mirror or in your camera on your computer or on your phone and practice the movement, and then the sound will be perfect. Own. Okay. Okay. So what does okay. Wagner was, oh my God. Sorry, there's some bad comments. Block. Okay, good. There was a person in the chat who was writing very bad things about parts of the body, and I have blocked them. I'm sorry about that. Okay. Wagner said that he saw some sentences on Google, and he wants to know if they're correct. So let's have a look. Oops. Okay. I was going to write Justin Bieber. And the next one is, what makes you cry? Okay. Okay. So there are two questions. 1 and 2. So are they correct? Technically, yes. Technically, yes. But the first question is very strange because normally we don't put does unless it's for emphasis, because we have what, okay? The what is a substitute for this, okay? We only use the auxiliary does in English to make a question, okay? So this does is not a verb, it doesn't mean anything, it indicates a question. Good. So, but if we have what, which is a question word, then this is not necessary. It's only necessary for emphasis. For example, what does make you believe in God? Emphasis. But it's not necessary. It depends on the context. And this sentence, yes, it's perfect. Makes you cry. Hopefully that answers your question. Please tell me if you don't understand, and I will explain some more. Okay. Okay. General rules of the sequence of tenses. So I have a question here, which is about what are the general rules for the sequence of tenses. I don't think that there are any general rules. I don't really understand your question 100%. So maybe that's something that you can send me a message after, or send me an email with some examples, and I will try to help you. Okay. Okay. So Galileo has asked a question, a vocabulary question, which is this. Oops. Two-thirds of subjects. So in his example sentence, it's a paragraph about some scientific studies, some scientific research. And the sentence is that 2/3 of subjects, da 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 da. But he wants to know, what is a subject? Well, subject is a very interesting word because it has three very different meanings. Okay? The first one is a subject like a topic. For example, what subject do you want to talk about? Politics, religion, da da da. Or also you have, at school, you have different subjects, mathematics, literature, etc. This is one meaning, okay? The second meaning is, in this situation, a subject is a person who is being studied. Why? Because this is a verb in English, to subject. To subject means it's so difficult to describe. I'm going to look in the dictionary to help me because sometimes, a word just difficult to describe, okay? And this is why dictionaries are one of the greatest creations of humans. Okay, so so there's a verb. Where's the verb? Adjective, no. No, subject. Where's the verb? Noun, no. How do I... adjective, no. Adjective, no. Here we go. Verb, transitive verb. Subject means to force something to experience something. So, an example. Imagine that you are a very bad person, and I take you from the street to my house, and I torture you. Okay, I torture you. Now, I subject you to torture. Okay, I force you to experience torture. So in this example, okay, the scientists are forcing the people to experience something. Okay, in this case, to experience a stressful situation. I'm forcing it on them. Okay, and that's why also a subject in the past, now no, but in the past a subject was basically a slave. Do you know what a slave is? I hope so. A slave is a person who is forced to work against their will. A person who must work by obligation. And this word is very interesting. I want to tell you a little story about this word, okay? So, Italian is a very well-known language, a very popular language. And the Italians, when they say hello and when they say goodbye, they say ciao. And also now in Spain, everybody says ciao. In the past they said adios, but now they say ciao. It's more informal, more cool. And also in English, people say ciao. Ciao is very popular, okay? But the funny thing is the origin of this word, okay? Now, in medieval times, when you met a person, you had to tell them what your job was. So, for example, I would say, hello, I'm Christian, teacher. And another person would say, hello, I am Christian, physiotherapist. Or, hello, I am Christian, truck driver. So you would say the name of your work. And also, people, if they were slaves, they would say, hello, I'm Christian, slave. Now, what is a slave in Italian? A slave is esclavo. Esclavo is a slave in Italian. So in medieval times, people would say esclavo, esclavo, esclavo. And then with time, esclavo changed, transformed into ciao. So every time the Italians say ciao, ciao, they are basically saying, I'm a slave, I'm a slave, I'm a slave. It's crazy. I love stories like this. I hope that this is interesting for you too. Okay. Okay. Let's have a look at some more questions. Okay. So somebody asking about the difference between being cautious and being careful. Really, I think they're the same. Okay. Really, I can't think of any important differences between cautious and careful, but that cautious, this is probably a little bit more formal. Okay, be cautious. But really, the meaning is the same. Okay, I can't think of any important differences between cautious and careful. And this is nice. So next time you are writing a formal email or a formal document, use cautious. It's a fantastic word. Yeah. Okay. When shall I ask? Is or does? Okay. Okay. So I'm sorry. I'm looking for more questions. Okay. So Jesne in Portugal was asking, what is the difference between all day and whole day? Okay. Okay, so we can see that the meaning is basically the same. Okay, the difference is the grammatical structure. So I studied all day. Okay, you can see here that it's not necessary to put an article, because all day, okay, it's not, we are talking about a period of time, all day. But I studied the whole day, okay, we are making it something countable, okay, so the whole day, it's necessary to put the article the. But this is really the only difference, okay? The meaning is the same. Okay, so Alessia, hello Alessia, how are you? She was asking in English, why is it sheep and sheep in the plural? And why is it, for example, maybe tooth and teeth? This is a fantastic question. Okay, so a majority, 99% of plurals in English are with an S. Okay, it's very easy. Car, cars. Computer, computers. Book, books. Easy. But there are some plurals which are different, like tooth and teeth, and child and children, or sheep and sheep, which is sheep and sheep. Now, I want to tell you that you are very, very lucky. Why? Because in Old English, all of the plurals were different. All of the plurals were irregular. Tooth, teeth, child, children, sheep, sheep. You had to memorize all of the special forms of the plurals. It was really difficult, okay? Much more difficult than now. But what happened? The Vikings came. You know the Vikings? This is a Viking. So the Vikings invaded English. Okay, English. The Vikings invaded England. And they wanted to communicate, with the English people. Okay, but for the Vikings who spoke Norse, okay, the language of the Vikings was Norse. The system of plurals was too complicated. So the Vikings said, no, this is too complicated. All of the plurals are now with S. And if you don't like it, we're going to kill you. So you are very lucky because the Vikings were very lazy and they were very bad at learning languages. That's why the plurals in English are easy. So thank you, Vikings. Okay, because if not, all of the plurals would be like this. I hope that answers your question, Alessia. Please tell me if not, and I will explain some more. Okay. Okay. So Saeed in Africa was asking, what is the difference between shall and will? That's a fantastic question. Okay. Okay, so shall in English is dying. Okay? The popularity and the usage of shall is every day. Every day it's reducing. I think that probably in 20 years this word will basically completely disappear. Okay? And the reason is because every day English is more and more informal. Okay? In general, English is more informal. Okay? And lots of languages, it's the same. So the reason that shall is disappearing is because in reality, shall doesn't mean anything. Okay? For example, will is to indicate the future or present intention. Okay? So will, like tomorrow, I will go to the supermarket. This verb helps you to indicate the future. Or, can. Tomorrow, I can go to the supermarket. This verb is helping you to indicate possibility. But shall? What does shall indicate? In reality, shall only indicates formality. Okay? The word, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help you to indicate possibility. It doesn't help you to indicate the future or a suggestion. Nothing. All it does is indicate formality. And that's why this word is dying. Because people are more casual, more relaxed. They're not interested in being formal. Okay? So my recommendation is that you don't use shall, okay? It sounds very old-fashioned. Use have to or could or can or will, or use a different modal verb, okay? Now listen, that's just my personal opinion. Some teachers, maybe they like the word shall because it's very polite. But I'm more realistic, you know. I want to tell you how people really use the language, and shall is dying. Okay, so okay. Let's have a look for another question because we only have 4 minutes left of class. Oh my God. Okay. Um, uh, 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 Sorry, I know this is very boring for you to watch, but I love reading some of the comments. I think people are trying to pick up. Do you know what this means, to pick up? Oops. To pick up means to try to impress a girl. Try to you know, I don't know how to say it, to try to pick up the girl and take her to your house. Or pick up the boy and take him to your house, like yeah, there's people picking up. Okay, nice. Okay, so let's look at a question. Okay. I'm trying to find something that I can answer quickly for the end. I'm very sorry about this. Okay. Okay. Oh my God! So many comments. It's crazy. Okay. I found one. I love this question from Andre. Let's finish on a fun note. So, what's the difference in pronunciation between beach and bitch? Okay, so the two words are very different, right? One is, you know, a place with sand and sea, dolphins, and a bitch is, you know, is a very strong, offensive word. Originally, a bitch is, you know, a female dog, but now you know, it's an offensive epithet. Okay, so the difference in pronunciation. There's two things. The number one is the length. Okay, it's longer. Okay, so one is length. So here, this one is longer. Okay, longer. And the other difference is mouth position, a little bit different. Okay, mouth position. So this one, okay, is I. Okay, so you can see I have some tension, okay, they're back, and you see, my jaw, look at my jaw, my mouth is closed, okay, where's my tongue? Think about your tongue position as well. My tongue is, it's down low, okay, and it's like this, like a curve. At the back, it's up at the back. Up at the back. E, E. But it's down low. E, E. Okay? E. And it's one sound. Bitch. Bitch. E. This one is longer, but also it's more open. E. You can see there's more tension, and the mouth is a little bit more open. E. 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 Okay? I'm going to transition between the two. And you watch the difference in the mouth position. E, 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 E. Can you see there's more tension in the cheeks and the mouth opens a bit more? E, 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 E. It's a little difference but important. Bitch, beach. Bitch, beach. So physicality. Think about the mouth position and the sound will be perfect. Unfortunately, it is now 2 o'clock. The live class must finish now. But I am very happy to have you all in class. Your questions are always fantastic. And don't forget that you are the reason why I come to work every day. And you are the reason that I make all of my videos on YouTube for you guys. So if you think I'm doing a good job as a teacher, subscribe to my channel and also vote for me down in the description box. Again, thank you for your questions. Thank you for your time. I'm Christian. This is Canguro English, and I'll see you in the next class.